Hello and welcome, just that here, to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build model kits and hang out with all of y'all. Lego sets, that kind of thing. You know, that's what we're here for. Thank you to Harold for hosting the stream and also for subscribing 23 months. That does indeed make you the Michael Jordan of subscribing to this Twitch. Thank you very much. Throw the Bear Cave Lego, Death Sight the emote, whatever you got. If you don't have an emote because you're not currently a subscriber, you can throw in what you'd like. Thank you very much for being here. We are getting to building soon. This is a special Sunday night build because I was at working near Comic Con. Now, technically, I got home last night at like 8:30. Dude Wants His Rug is here. Hi, Dude Wants His Rug. Um, so yeah, I got here at like 8:30, so I could have put everything up and gotten going, but instead I just fell asleep at like 9:45 or so last night. Woke up again, did more work, went back to bed for real. Dude Wants His Rug. Harold throwing the emotes in there. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I got real tired last night because uh, New York Comic Con was great. Is there an echo? Are other people hearing an echo? I'm hearing an echo. Hmm. No echo here. No echo for you. Okay. I am definitely hearing one, and that is very weird. Okay. Well, hopefully everything will be cool, and the local recording won't have an echo of my voice. Um, I don't know what that is. The nothing is different from Wednesday. Okay. No echo from y'all, so that's good. Leo is here. Yeah, I can hear through my speakers myself. So I am going to check my audio here. Just go to default. But yeah, I might just end up. I don't know what's going on. That's weird. Aristophan just subscribed. That is a resub. 13 months says evening to you, Aristophan. Yeah, for those that are like, hey, it's Sunday. Why are you streaming now? Oh, because in your Comic Con, I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a lot of hours. Okay, hold on one second. I am gonna go. Lashbrook is here. Hi, Lashbrook. Uh, yeah, I can hear myself coming out of my speakers. So I'm gonna go and mute that so that I don't hear that. And hopefully, the recording there isn't an echo. And if there is, whatever. That's what it is. I don't know why I can hear myself. I will have to reset everything for tomorrow because I am planning on streaming tomorrow. This is the pre-show hangout here. We're gonna get to building in just a moment for those that are like, "What's happening? Where is the Lego?" The Lego's coming. Um, I will stream tomorrow night. I am just doing today because I didn't do yesterday, and I streamed on Wednesday instead of Thursday. Still want to give you 6 hours this week. I still managed to watch some anime, so we'll talk about anime later. We'll talk about New York Comic Con. I realize it might be because I have my not my headphones. I turned my mic up a bit because I have basically shredded my voice, and I'm going to be talking for 2 hours. Recyclable cheered 100 bits. Thank you, Recyclable, for cheering those bits. That goes pulling ahead in the leaders there, keeping ahead, keeping it going. It is October, so it's a new month and new leaderboard for bits, which are always appreciated. But yes, thanks everybody for being here. I'm excited to work on this kit. Working on the Rocket Rally car, which you can see here. Obviously, you can't see all of it because some of it is green. But here's most of it that you can see. Good angle for some of it. I saw you got some real cool kits. Yes, Ultron. I bought two model kits. I spent $105. That is a lot of fucking money. But here's the fun thing. One of the kits I bought was cheaper at New York Comic Con than it is on Amazon because it was one of those Gundam Wing pre-order kits that in now the secondary market it's very expensive. It's like 65 on Amazon, and I got it for 48. So there you go. Um, the two kits I got are the Sazabi Clear, which is a clear red shell of the Sazabi, and it's beautiful, and the color looks so good. We've only done like one or two clears before, so I'm excited about that. The other kit I got at New York Comic Con is the Shenlong Gundam from the manga that came out pretty recently. So it's the Shenlong that has a sword and a shield. Um, and there's also a heavy arms that was not for sale. I would not have bought that. I think I would have bought Shenlong anyway because it's got a big sword and I like that. The heavy arms just has more arms, not physical arms, more weapons. It's more armed heavy arms. But yeah, I got those two kits. They're beautiful. But also because of the generosity of folks like you, let's go to the overhead. Let's start building some Lego. We're so close to being done with this kit. And then because of the 3-in-1, we're going to finish it. I'm going to take a photo of it. Then I'm going to break it down and rebuild it. And I am so happy that I have a Lego set to work on today because I am so very tired and I need the easy instructions and the fix your mistakes very well level that Lego is at. I am not mentally at a space where I can work on Gundams. I recently saw the new Sandrock Armadillo. It's all shields. Yeah. I'm gonna. I haven't. I looked at that briefly. I want to take a gander at that. I'm gonna look at that in the internet. But yeah. Uh. Oh yeah. It's just giant shields. It's such a strange, wonderful, weird thing. Uh. The conversion kit. Yeah. It's fun. Fun and nonsense. It's a custom. Yeah, people have been doing a bunch of different stuff there. Uh, that's a fun design. What was this thing? Oh yeah. So, the generosity of folks at home. I have four kits. Technically three. Technically four. I'm pairing two of them together. Um, I'm gonna look up the names. Of course, we have the Astra. Blue frame. We knew that was coming. We already talked about that. I have that. I also have what did it say? Oh, the Gundam Gusion High Grade from Iron Blooded Orphans, which is our stubby friend with a big hammer, and the Crossbone Super Deformed and Zaku 2 Super Deformed. I don't know who sent those to me because it came from Japan. And when you buy something off a wish list and it ships internationally, if it doesn't go through Amazon Prime, the notes don't get attached even if you filled out a note. So I don't know who sent me those two kits from Japan, but thank you. Whoever sent those two Chibis Super Deforms from Japan. I appreciate it. I know it's not anime, but I'm just excited about that Picard trailer. I'll end up seeing this as Ultron. I do not have CBS All Access, so I am planning to eventually binge it at some point. The trailer looked very good. I am happy for folks that are going to have that service and watch that show. It sounds neat. A lot of New York Comic Con news came out. I wasn't paying attention to all of it because I was working. It's a lot easier to keep up with the news of what comic book properties and movies when you aren't like on your feet trying to help people find their seats at a theater, which is what I was doing. A lot of panels happening at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and I was there. Basically, I ended up in charge of the people scanning folks into the venue because you needed a Comic-Con badge to get in, and so we had to scan people, and that was fine. And I just ended up, I did a lot of scanning, but I also did a lot of like management so that other folks could work on other things and not have to worry about them. And that worked out very well. Uh, Aristophan says, I hate to say it, but I do hear a very faint echo. It's not a bother, but wanted to let you know. Crazy Like Fox just subscribed to tier 1. That's 3 months. Just said, Crazy Like said, hello, chat. Not grind style. Is that paid or is volunteer? So New York State can't volunteer You get paid, is my understanding. I'm not an expert in this law. Let me take a quick look at this, Aristophan. I'm not. Uh, I'm not 100% sure of that, but I believe that to be the case. You know what it was? I did a Windows update, and I wonder if my audio settings got weird uh, from the Windows update. Uh, Microphone. Hmm. That looks fine. That looks fine. That looks fine. Hmm. Um. Yeah. So the folks, they got a badge and they got some semblance of money. I don't know the exact details, because I'm not privy to that information. Uh. Microphone. Okay. Okay. But yeah. If you hear, let me know if you end up hearing an echo. I think if I just keep talking, you won't really hear it, and that would be great. Uh, but yeah, sorry if there is an issue. As I said, it might be something simple as the Windows update. You do not hear an echo, so it's not ground style. Well, hopefully, uh, oh, and Air says no echo. It probably is that you are uh, you won't, hopefully you won't hear it. But if you are hearing it, I do apologize. Put audio bitrate is there, recording is there, audio sample rate is there, desktop device default. I'm gonna, just for safety's sake, make it so that I'm not sending any audio out other than my voice for the desktop. So yeah, no. So that should be good. But yeah, hopefully everything's going to be cool. I basically muted desktop audio, which I think is the cause of the echo, so we won't hear desktop audio, and that should be fine. Um, anyway, yeah, so I was working there, and so I missed out on a lot of the news because I wasn't looking at my phone while doing other things. It was fun. Uh, let's see. Um, Angel fans are very passionate. It was 20th anniversary of Angel. Those fans were very, very passionate, showed up, very excited about their panel. Did not enjoy the fact that so Hammerstein Ballroom, huge, big stage, lots of seating on the floor, like 700, 800 seats on the floor, two balconies, lots of room in the back, up in the balconies. Hammerstein this year, you could win uh, lottery seats, which meant you just sat on the floor, not the actual the ground floor level, not the actual floor. You know what I mean? You had a chair, you had a guaranteed chair. Everyone could come in, you get a guaranteed chair. Well, as we got closer to the event start time, a lot of people in the lottery showed up, and because it's a free thing and entry to almost all panels is free if you have a Comic-Con badge. What you have to do is you have to give away more seats than you have, because a certain percentage of people won't come. And that's fine for panels for shows that don't exist, that aren't out there, panels based on comics, panels at a weird time, um, panels that people are a little unsure about. That's totally fine. It isn't necessarily fine when it's a panel that everyone is really excited about and they're going to show up. So some people who had won the lottery didn't get those seats. They had to go up a flight of stairs or take an elevator up, and they were unhappy. And that was a bummer for them. And I had someone who we told to go upstairs, and they were like, but I won the lottery. And we're like, well, you can see we have no more seats down here, so unfortunately you'll have to go upstairs. And they were like, I'm very unhappy with this. And I was like, okay. They went up the stairs. They did their thing. They came down, 20, 30 minutes later. Mind you, the panel has not started yet. They're that early. We opened 45 minutes for the panel. And they come up to me and go, my friend has an ADA wristband. Like I knew that, which I did not. That person didn't say I have an ADA wristband. Uh, uh, if you have that and you checked in with Javits and you get that wristband, well, yeah, there's a section you can go sit. We'll take care of you. And so I said, oh, great. Looked at the friend, saw the wristband, said, great. Your group is more than welcome to go down to that section. And this woman who had been talking to me, not the person with the wristband, this woman got on her tippy toes to be in my face to tell me that she hoped I was happy that I had wasted her time. And it was Saturday, yesterday, and was tired. And I said, okay. And I know I said within earshot as they walked to that section, I definitely didn't do anything to you. Because I didn't. I mean, I didn't have anything clever to say. I didn't have anything like quick-witted or fast-paced to say to them, or like very clever or fun, or even funny. It was just one of those things where I was like, one of the people that was working under me just said, this is a free panel. And it's totally true. All the panels we had were free. And at least 2 of them, you didn't need a Comic-Con badge to come to, which was pretty neat. But yeah, it was one of those things where, like, people are stressed and people are high-strung, and I feel for them, and I understand, and people want the thing they want, and of course they were very excited about their things, and I get that, but also it is very clear that anyone wearing a crew shirt or a badge that's working Comic-Con, very rarely does anyone who is an audience person, if you're an audience member at a panel, if you're waiting in line to buy something, you are very rarely dealing with someone that runs the convention. You are almost exclusively dealing with an hourly employee or someone who works for a company who brought them to there. And it's just one of those things like, because people say like, are you in charge? And I'll be like, no, I am definitely not in charge. I will do my damnedest to solve any issue so I don't have to go get the person who is in charge. I got, by the end of it, I was on a first name basis with the head of security, which was great because if security is happy, because, metal detectors, scanning people in, crowd control outside, any issues inside, no issues, luckily. But yeah, you want to make nice with the security people because it's live theater, it's changing. We have an hour between panels now. We have half an hour between panels now because it's a union space. We have to have meals available for people. All kinds of stuff was coming up. Stuff that I was fine with because, as many of you know, I've worked in the theater for a really long time. Nothing that happened this week was anything that made me worried. Here's the most annoying thing that happened. We had to shush people because the Today Show was doing a segment that they were taping on stage before the SpongeBob Appreciation Day panel, which was the first panel of the day. So we had over 1,000 people, and we had to be like trying to shush them, and then we had to be quiet as we got new people in. And I was like, whoever said yes to that promise doesn't understand how anything works, because that's not how any of that. You can't shush 1,000 people. It was fine, but it was annoying. All right, I'm going to take a photo of this because we just finished part 1 because we had started this on Wednesday. So this is the Rocket Rally car, which is now ready to take a photo. I will take a photo of it, and then I will show you one cool thing about this kit. Yes, Real says yay. Indeed. So here's a cool thing. There's a little switch here in the bottom that pops this up. Boom. Check that out. Show that again. You can pop that down. It's time for boosters or whatever. And that pops up. I didn't know that was in there, and also the back folds down. It's cool. This is the Rocket Rally car. You know, the usual, all that stuff. This is a 3-in-1 kit. So folks that are like, oh, we're done with it. We're not done with that. Crazy Like Fox just cheered 100. Thank you so much for cheering. Appreciate that very much. Um, Crazy Like Fox jumping into the leaderboard. Always appreciated. Bits and coins are always helpful, and thank you very much. Um, Luckily, we're good on kits for a bit. Now, obviously, I'm going to promote um, the many ways you can support the stream, because of course I will. But we do have some kits for a bit, so I'm excited about that. So now I'm just going to we're gonna break down this thing because we have 2 more kits to build. We built the Rocket Rally car. Now we have to build the Rocket Rally truck, and then the Rocket Rally bike, which is not a bike, it's an ATV, but whatever. ATV is probably a registered trademark or something. But they're calling it a bike. It's definitely not a bike. That's fine. That's fine. Today I went to New York Comic Con and actually did stuff, because the thing is, I was working at an offsite. The Hammerstein Ballroom is an offsite. It's not in the Javits Center, so it was Comic Con, but it wasn't Comic Con. So I managed to go today. I saw some friends that I haven't seen in a while. As I mentioned, I bought 2 model kits: the Sazabi clear version, which is a real grade, and is a beautiful red color. That should look good on camera here, for building. The clear one we built was all right, but it wasn't great. It's a little hard to build clear stuff on camera, I should say. And then I bought that Shenlong, the manga version of the Shenlong that is a sword and shield that was like a pre-order. If they didn't have that, because I didn't see it at first, I was thinking about getting the tall geese that we have. We've built the tall geese in master grade. There's a real grade tall geese, and you know me. Folks that watch the streams often know I prefer the 1/100 scale master grade to a real grade or a high grade in the 144. Just as building, just for building for on stream purposes. For practical reasons, because bigger pieces is a little easier. Also, because it takes a few streams to build those things, and that's good for me to be able to take my time with things and build them over a period of time instead of building something like folks that watch this week saw me build Gotenks in one stream. That took one stream to build that kit. If you missed the stream, you missed that entire build. That's okay, but also, cost-wise, not the best. So I got those 2 kits. I got a signed hardcover of Black Mage and met Danny, the writer. I, of course, have known, not of course, you may not know that. DJ, I have known for a bit, DJ Kirkland, the artist, but I met the writer, finally. And I got to see Sarah Grayley, who does Our Super Adventure and did the art for not Kim Possible, Kim Reaper, which is a great book, and her. So fun thing about Sarah, she and her boyfriend Steph, who is featured heavily in my Super Adventure, which is a fun webcomic that got collected and is a great book. They are big League of Heels fans, and I didn't know that. They watch the streams live, and they really dig it. And of course, they're based in the UK, so they've never been to a PAX. But they were fans, and I didn't know that. So last year at New York Comic Con, I interviewed Sarah for Oni about the work she does for Oni, and after it, Steph was like, "We're big fans. I can't believe I'm in the Bear Cave," and I was like, "What the fuck are you? What?" I was very surprised. So I was able to say hi this time around, and I brought them some League of Heels stuff, some of the webcomics, not the webcomics, some of the comic books, and a few things that they would have gotten at PAX. a couple pins, including one of the rarest pins, which we only did at one show, which is a a fog machine pin. We only did that at one show, and I don't have a lot of them left, but they're cool, so they get one. But yeah, it was nice. Saw my friend Zidoni. Saw my friend Kahil. Folks might know Kahil. He worked many years on PAX stuff behind the scenes, um, and is a great dude. He now works for Crunchyroll, specifically for Verve, but it's under Verve. But he organizes and works on their convention stuff. So I went to go over to the Crunchyroll. I took a photo. You can check my Twitter if you want a fun photo of me with a cutout of Tony Chopper from One Piece. There were One Piece cutouts you could take photos with, which was fun. And some of the games they have were there. And I got those like they're the little backpack bags that they have and they scrunch up or whatever. Last year they were handing out Dragon Ball ones. This year they had Dr. Stone, and they had that time I got reincarnated as slime. So it's just a blue bag with little eyes in one corner, and I think it's pretty cute. I end up using those bags a lot. They're really helpful for transporting stuff. Uh, Eventually, the strings break off from the bag if you use them too much, but you know they're better than getting plastic somewhere. Or if you're in a city and that charges you for bags and you forgot that, and you just have that in your bag. All right, all right. But yeah, it was good. I didn't do a lot, as I said, at New York Comic Con. I kind of like had a couple hours, saw a few things, saw some people, and then booked it out of there to come home to take a nap here before the stream because I am very tired. I also had to catch up on all my YouTube videos. So many videos to watch, y'all. I had so many videos. Oh, I'm just going to leave these built like this because, the truck doesn't use the hubcaps. So I can take the hubcaps off these, but I can leave the tires pretty much as is, I should say. But I'll pop the hubcaps off because apparently the truck doesn't have these cool blue hubcaps. I think that off stream, when I'm done with the next two versions of this kit, off stream I will rebuild it as the car because I think the car is, let's see, yeah, it should fit in there. I think the car is pretty great, and I think the bike is the least cool of the three. Although there is something very funny about like really tiny wheel, like small vehicle with a giant rocket strapped to it. That's pretty fun. These 3-in-1s are fun. Like, obviously, if this is something you want to display, you could really rotate through the various versions of it. They're not a difficult build. And like I said, I'm really happy with and engaged in or pleased with the idea of just having a chill stream here as I kind of recover. I should say, stream's on for tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, no problem. I got a little temp job that starts tomorrow, and I am not in the position to say no, but originally it was going to start on Tuesday, and I was very excited about having tomorrow to just recuperate and sleep and rest my voice and not talk till the stream. My original plan was to go stop talking after the stream was over and try not to say a word out loud until Tuesday. But I got offered this temp job that I had applied for. They were like, "Can you come in on Monday for training?" And I was like, "Yes, I can." I don't have to be until like 2 or 2:30 or something, and it's just training. Plus, you could just make some hybrids and do half one build, half the other, and make it El Camino. Yes, you certainly could. That would be really fun to just do a custom build to make like a long bed truck. Yeah, you could definitely customize this really easily. Um, or modify the rocket car. Yeah. Uh, as we build these, we'll like obviously when we get to the bike, there's just gonna be so many extra pieces that you could also modify the bike and make it a little bit more like the truck. Um, so I mentioned this last week. Of course, I haven't signed the paperwork, so nothing's set in stone. But I have a uh, a job lined up, a full time job lined up that is October 15th to December 31st. The job that I'm starting tomorrow is a temp to perm position and is technically open ended. Now, am I telling the people that got me this job, hey, just so you know, I agreed to start a job on the 15th, so I will quit this if and when I sign the paperwork? No. Should I do that? Maybe. Is this the first time that these people have gotten me work since I signed with them? Yes. Uh, have so I'm in my opinion, temporary is temporary. Now, the group that is giving me this, the company that I've signed with, the people that have got me this position, they are not going to be happy. You owe them nothing. Yes, so the people that are hiring me to work for them, they'll be fine. I'm just like, it's a temporary job. Anything could change. There's no end date. It's not. It doesn't have. It's temp to perm, and I'll just say, hey, something else came up. I'm working another job. Now, the people that got me this job, the people that the agency that I'm working with, they would prefer if I went perm because they would make money on that. They would get some sort of payment from the company for finding them a full-time employee. Uh, so they will be annoyed with me. But this thing that starts on the 15th, well, hey, guess what? The 15th, that's a week away. I'd rather work this week. Also, the theater that I work at is still dark until next week. So I'm not working this coming weekend. So if I can work this week, I'm going to work this week. And also, as I said, the position that the job I agreed to do, I have not signed any paperwork yet. That is coming this week. I have technically don't have a job with them yet. I have agreed to work for them. I'm excited to work for them. I'm going to work for them. But that could change. They could rescind their offer with no problem. And I think I would feel very foolish if I said no to this job that starts tomorrow and then next week find out I should have said yes instead of. Also, let's be real, y'all. The thing I'm doing this week, I am way overqualified for and will hate. It is a part-time job, and that's fine. So it is 25 hours a week, so just 5 hours a week. There might be some overtime, but right now it is set at 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I am restocking pantries at a company, and then if there are meetings in rooms, I am making sure that there's waters in those rooms for meetings or whatever they need. And then I am cleaning up those rooms. And that is a job, and I do not at all. Please understand when I'm talking about this gig, folks that work in the food service industry are unsung heroes and don't get the respect they deserve. So I am not making fun of people that do that work. But I am saying that I am a skilled tech person and house manager, and I just spent a weekend basically running door for a 1,000+ seat venue for New York Comic Con and did a damn good job. So to go from that to making sure their coffee grounds are restocked in the third pantry is a little bit out, a little bit underneath my skill set. But I'm grateful to have it for the week. Uh, I'm happy to have it. And the job that training should start on the 15th, I'm excited about that too. Excited to work. Also, the job on the 15th, knock on wood, I'm going to knock on some wood over here. The job on the 15th should still allow me to take time off to work Anime NYC next month, which I have agreed to do. And I'm excited to do. But hopefully that'll work out. What's funny about that job is they were like, they're set up. You're doing all this stuff. I'll be working for Crunchyroll. You're doing all this work. We're putting you in a hotel because we don't want any transport issues, any train troubles to keep you, from being there because you will be a manager, an area manager. And so for the sixth or seventh time in my life, I will be in a hotel room in New York City when I live in New York City. Because I've also had that or Airbnbs for when I worked at a marathon, which was when I had to be on call, basically I had to be on call from like Friday morning to Sunday night. So eventually they were just starting to put me up instead of me having to go out to Brooklyn or when I first started doing it, way out to Inwood, which is very, very north of everything and very far away. Baer, got to look out for Baer, says Air. Yes, I do. I got to look out. And like I said, I'm not feeling too bad. Will I be the first person to ever do that? No. Oh, also, because it was very funny, I get an email about this thing. Hey, would you apply for this? I say yes. Christian says hello, y'all. Hello, Christian. Welcome. So happy to have you here. We've been talking about New York Comic Con. We've been talking about some job stuff. But yeah, so when I first started doing temp work and freelance work this year, a company was sending me out on things. A company called Peak was sending me out on things. I have not heard from them in months. And they called me on Friday for a job that was starting on Friday. So they were desperate enough to call somebody that they've definitely written off and they don't want to keep working with. And so I don't know what they were dealing with that they were in such a thing. But I was just like, they're like, are you available to work today? And I was like, no. Goodbye. If I had been available, maybe I would have. But also, I would probably been able to negotiate something. But yeah, it was that thing where, look, maybe I'm not right for every job. I understand that. But if I email you and say, hey, I'm checking in because I haven't checked in with you, I haven't heard from you in a week and want to check in, blah, 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 and they don't reply to that email, I'm only going to send 2 of those. And sending the second one is because I don't have a fucking full-time job. That is me the second email is me swallowing my pride. To be like, well, I didn't hear from them. Let me follow up and be like, hi, just checking in, blah, blah. If you've moved if you've departments or if you're focusing on things that are not in my skill set and I should talk to someone else in the company, let me know. If you need an update on my resume, let me know. Like, blah, blah. Like, trying to be overly, nice. Oof. You got to play the game, folks. Got to play that game. All right, we're going to separate this. We're going to try to use the wedge here. Yeah, separated. So yeah, we built the rocket car. Now we're breaking it down. Now we're going to build the rocket truck once I'm done separating pieces. Speaking earlier, I was talking about New York Comic Con and how I missed out on New York Comic Con news because I was busy working the event. Folks that might not have heard that Austin Walker is writing on a comic book for Boom Studios. Boom has lots of properties, many great books, well-known properties, but one that I really like is Teen Dog. Teen Dog is an original concept that Boom put out. It's a great book. Um, he's a dog and he's a teen. It's a great book. So the comic book that Austin's working on is a New Day comic book. It is a comic book about the New Day, and that's rad. Uh, the New Day is the tag team collective trio at WWE. Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed, who's a fantastic person, uh, is yeah, the upcoming WWE graphic novel. So it's a WWE graphic novel, but I believe that it is a graphic novel focusing on the New Day, uh, and Austin is working on it, and it rules. Yeah. So Austin is stepping down from the editor-in-chief role but is still going to be an employee of Waypoint and Vice Games, I should say. Um, but he is, look, Austin and I don't keep in touch as much as I like to, and that's actually, not me particularly, but in general, Austin is taking time pulling back from. Friends of the Table has been very popular and has room to grow and needs time and energy for him to be able to do that. The restructuring certainly helps things. I know that the restructuring meant that Austin was going to be able to join the union because he was technically not the manager anymore, so he was able to be in the Vice Union, which is rad, and I was very happy to hear that. But yeah, he's going to take a step back. Looks like that Rob Zachney and Patrick Klepek are currently going to be running the voice of Waypoint, and they are looking at to keep bringing the ability. They'll have more abilities to bring in freelancers, and I hope that they will eventually be able to hire people. And they have Motherboard and other like verticals now that Vice has integrated a lot of their stuff in there. There's a lot of people working together, which is cool. But hopefully, yeah, they'll all be able to keep doing what they're doing, and then Austin can focus on cool projects, which I'm very excited about for him. And maybe he can catch up on some fucking sleep. I know he won't. But maybe he can. Yeah, and I hope this leads to other books for him. I hope that Friends of the Table stuff grows and he can do more things and maybe do some other things he's always wanted to do. I hope that he has time to make some Gunpla because I know he does not have time for that. That is a thing I definitely know about Austin, is that he does not have time to build model kits. So I hope he finds it. Yes, me too. I think a lot of Austin's vacation stuff seemed to be work related, and that will ruin you. As much as I'd like to be busier than I am and have more things to do, I also totally respect and believe in the ability to relax. I think it's good. Yeah. All right. So we are working on this rocket truck. So we're going to start putting together a rocket truck. We knolled. See most of the pieces there. They go out a little farther than the camera, but yeah, you get it. Easy enough. But yeah, I'm really happy for him. And working on the New Day just makes sense if you're going to work on a WWE comic book. Yeah, Boom has the WWE license, and there's a really funny section of the WWE book a while ago, years ago, when the Shield was still a thing, about the Shield hanging out together, and it was just like a really funny couple of pages of like them as like friends outside of wrestling. That was very funny. So I'm fully expecting to be cool. All right, I'm drinking some water right now because I need it. All right. Um, I saw some really great cosplay near Comic Con. There was a woman that was a complete, total dead ringer for Natasha Leone, uh, and her costume was fucking fantastic. Um, Lots of good omens like cosplay. Plenty of duo. That's a good duo. It's a good pairing. Um, for the anime fans out there, I saw a Keiko and Yusuke, and even they even had the bird in the backpack. Very good couples cosplay. Always appreciate that. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think. How much anime happens over CC nowadays? Uh, Over. So there is an anime fest that is part of New York Comic Con. I it's I didn't attend it at all. They've trying to build it up a little bit more. Look, really, when it comes right down to it, New York Comic Con is a pop culture Comic Con, our event. It really is focusing on pop culture. Uh, so it's a lot of like installations, and Artist Alley does well, but some of the just stores or publishers maybe not do uh, great. But they do kind of push that. Like Crunchyroll, people are coming through. Crunchyroll didn't have like a merch table or a merch stand. They're mostly doing like, hey, here's a fun thing. Remember the Crunchyroll rules. Funimation's doing the same thing, right? Like, hey, maybe buy the game later. Maybe buy this One Piece game or this buy the when it comes out, play the My Hero Academia video game, that kind of thing. And then, hey, a free month with this card, or a premium or whatever, like that kind of thing. Like that's mostly what a lot of companies are doing. And then there's the publishers are still trying to sell you books, and that might not be as strong as it used to be at New York Comic Con. Uh, Cosplay, you're still going to see a lot of anime cosplay stuff. You're going to see everything from yeah, My Hero Academia has uh video game, yes, right? Yeah, yes, My Hero One's Justice, not One Justice, One's Justice, uh, came out last year, and I believe that the sequel is coming out again. But yeah, that was an example, but because that came out last year. But yeah, there's a My Hero video game. Yes, and the second one's coming out. I think I saw that at the Funimation booth, but I can't remember because I walked by it far. Yeah, it's a brawler. Uh, yeah. So there, you're gonna get your typical cosplay. You're still gonna see Ghostbusters. You're gonna see some Deadpool's. You're gonna see Jokers. I will say there were plenty of Rick and Morty's, but Pickle Rick seems to be finally gone. Because last year and the year before, it was a lot of Pickle Rick, and that seems to have died a bit. Uh, but yeah, there were still like lots of costumes and people having a great time. My Hero Academia is a very popular group cosplay. Dragon Ball is still a good group cosplay. Uh, there was a Chi Chi and a Goku, and they had baby carriage, and I'm like, that better be a Gohan in that baby carriage. And I looked over, tiny little hat with a little golden 4-star ball, and I was like, that's a Gohan in there, really cute. It was totally awesome, and also you don't see a lot of Chi Chi, and it was like teen Chi Chi from the tournament, the fighting tournament arc, and you don't see that too often. Every once in a while you'll see a Videl, but Chi Chi, that's definitely a rare cosplay. That was cool. Uh, oh, I will say this. Today, I saw the oddest couple costume I've ever seen. We got person who presume female identifying person doing a gender bent Tien, which was very good, And Tien was accompanied by Chaozu. And this Chaozu, this dude was taller than the lady. This dude was super fucking tall. He was at least 6 feet because he was taller than me. It is the biggest Chaozu I've ever seen. And y'all, if you don't know Chaozu, he's a tiny little mime-looking dude. He is one of the tiniest characters in Dragon Ball. Uh, and it was very odd to see a large, tall man dressed as Chaozu with like the face paint. I was like, this is very weird. But that was an interesting combination. It was pretty cool. Uh, it it was Solf. It was not a Juggalo. I can understand why you might think it was. That was definitely look. If someone cosplaying as Tien wants to hang out with a Juggalo, they're more than welcome to. But considering it was, I'm I'm 98% sure that was a Chaozu. That was just a real tall Chaozu. But you're right, it totally could have been a Juggalo. That would be a really fun dick move, like an asshole jerk move. If I went up to a bunch of jokers and it was just like, great, great Juggalo cosplay, and like anyone dressed as a Joker, I was just like, hey man, this is some dope ass. You look just like a ninja. Great job. This is really was an asshole. I don't have that in me, but yeah, it was a couple cosplay. Solve. But yeah, I saw some good cosplay. I will say this: there was somebody with one of those. Anyone seen the kind of funny stuff? Looks like they're pairing back their various shows. I didn't see any notice of that. I know that a few of their shows had to be restructured because some of the people that have get like Andrea moved, so she was they were restructuring that show. But I did not see that that they're pulling some stuff. Huh. Uh, I mean, it could be something as simple as they're just doing more contract work and have less time for that, or their Patreon's doing well enough that they don't have to add shows to continue to book people. I don't know the business model. I don't know what their business is there, but but yeah. So there were jokers. Were they smokers or midnight tokers? Asks Harold. There were definitely smokers. There were definitely some people on some vape quests outside the convention center. Because you know there were. I also know what you're saying. And on that joke reference, I'm going to bed. Harold, have a great night. Thank you for resubscribing. Thank you for hanging out and chatting with us. Have a great night, my friend. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. And if not, that is okay. Um, I haven't done a quest in Pogo today, says Lashbrook. Well, you done fucked up. I managed somehow to clear my Hearthstone backlog today because I definitely had a backlog because I have not played it in several days. I haven't played it since Tuesday, I think. So I managed today. I lucked out. One of my quests was win 5 games, and one of my quests was win 2 games. So it wasn't too hard. I just built a deck. Folks that are playing Hearthstone right now, I don't know if anyone who's watching is playing Hearthstone right now. You have a couple hours left, maybe at 11 after the stream's over. You want to pop in and play a little more of the Tavern Brawl. It's that you pick like 6 cards, and then as you play them, those 6 cards refill in your deck. And it's a wild. I've got a kind of mean, but for me, very fun hunter deck of that I did pretty well with. Did I need this piece? Did I just have this out in my hand? I just have this out in my hand. Okay. Yeah, there's a hunter deck where I'm just playing the 3/4 that while it's on the board, your secrets are free, and then 3 secrets that don't conflict with one another, and then Animal Companion. And and Zephyrs, because Zephyrs works. Because even though you're refilling your thing, it's never when you have them. So that then you can play around people. But a lot of people are playing a priest deck and just trying to go for the um, buff priest. And buff priest gets really mad at a lot of hunter secrets. The one where if you play a spell, one of your minions just gets destroyed. Oh, they hate that. And then, oh, I played a 1/3. Oh, you had snipe? They hate that too. It's really great. Uh, I'm not saying I killed it or anything, but I was doing pretty good. A little Hearthstone. It's nice to win, even if it's tavern. Even if it's just tavern brawl. It's still nice to get some wins in when you're very tired and need a little pick me up. But yeah, I had a really nice crew at Hammerstein. I was really pleased with the crew of folks that were working for me. Some real good people. I was happy about that. This week it feels weird because I haven't streamed since Wednesday, and that's a long time. Because even when I've been traveling, I've been able to stream. I've had the time or the ability. Like I said, I guess I could have yesterday, but I was so exhausted, and then hoping that my voice would come back a little bit, which it's still straggly. Um, but overall, I was happy. Let's see. Winona Earp fans, or Earpers as they're called. I would have thought they were called Winos, but apparently, if you like the show Winona Earp, you are an Earper. They're just the sweetest motherfuckers I've ever met. Real gay crowd, real awesome, just real queer and great and real fun. And apparently, that show, season 4 is has been filmed and is kicking off. They didn't think they were going to get a season 4, and the fans pulled off pulled off a campaign, like a Save Our Show campaign. Uh, and so they're just like so happy, and the people who made it are so happy they get to keep making it, and the fans are like so psyched, and it was just like a real feel good panel. Like it was awesome. It was probably my favorite panel to be at. Although it was very funny to hear at the Angel panel, the 20th anniversary of the TV show Angel. The guy who played Spike got asked the question about his favorite line or scene, and he just said, "Fans tell me their favorite lines, and I don't remember saying those words because we taped 22 episodes a year, and sometimes you just got to get the words out." And I thought that was like very honest, and he was saying it like trying to be playful, but it was totally like he's just like, "Yeah, no, I don't remember things. No, that's not how we do it." Um, and apparently, according to her anyway, Charisma Carpenter, the reason why that Cordelia stopped being the big change of Cordelia uh, from Buffy into Angel is that she was given more ability to make requests to change her character. Oh, I'm sorry if I already mentioned, but which all actors were at this? So David Boreanaz was not there. David Boreanaz was not at the Angel panel. They did not say why. He just wasn't there. But most of the main cast was the Watcher guy. Um, uh, Basically everybody, but everybody you think of, like uh, the human, the guy who's the green guy wasn't there. But Fred was there. She's she's also successful, certainly. Um, maybe not as yeah. Lorne. Lorne was not there, but it was oh, did he pass away? I didn't know that. Um, but it was a good turnout. But yeah, apparently Chris Carpenter was like, "Hey, could my character not be so focused on just sex? Uh, Maybe that's why. Maybe my character's grown up a little bit since high school." And they were like, "Yeah, all right, sure." Oh, yeah, I don't, Air, I do not know. I will admit that I watched Angel, but certainly didn't finish the series. But yeah, that was fun. Oh, he passed away. Okay. 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago. Wow. All right. Um, but yeah, that panel was fun. The SpongeBob panel was pretty great. I personally started to feel a little weird because sometimes the voice actors were getting asked questions and they were answering in character, and that's odd. It's odd to hear SpongeBob's voice come out of Tom Kenny's face. It's just odd. They did do a cool thing where they showed an animatic of an episode that had never aired, and they read the script live. They all had scripts or whatever. Then they read it, and you can see the animatic above you, as they did the script, and that was fucking cool. That was pretty neat. But yeah, it was weird to hear like this old lady be the squirrel. Like it's an odd thing. But that crowd was also really psyched. That crowd was super excited to be there, and that was fun. I learned things. Uh, yes, Harry. It was pretty cool. Um, I learned that Snowpiercer, there's a TV show based on Snowpiercer, and the people that are putting that on are very fucking excited about that show. They were very enthused and very happy to talk about it. Um, and I one of the things that I thought was pretty cool was so the Snowpiercer train, if you haven't seen the movie, is like 1,000 cars long. Like it's a really long, big train. Apparently, they were able to shoot in 5 real world train cars. Like they built on set 5 cars at the most, uh, so that they can uh, so they were able to, by doing that, like um, uh, practically, and then like just do a lot of stuff in the train cars instead of having to do all of it like in front of a green screen. There probably is plenty of green screen, but I thought that was kind of cool. How is She-Ra already on a season 4? Didn't that come out like last year? So Lastbrook, those seasons are short. They're like half seasons. Because a lot of people's big complaint about She-Ra was that the first half was was like nothing happened, and then everything happened in the second half, and it was like yeah, because they broke them up. So it's basically just that the seasons are they're just like labeling the seasons wrong. Yes, and also that is a trick because in this digital age, you can buy a season pass for a show and only get 6 episodes, and you'd pay as much as you if the season was 12 episodes, because they're assholes. They want your money. But yeah, no, most of the time it's just they're just labeling, they're just numbering them like that. Obviously, if it's Netflix, they're not doing season passes, but you know what I mean. Um, yeah. Oh, The Purge is a TV show. There's a TV show about The Purge. They were talking about the second season, which means there was already a season that I had no concept of and didn't know existed. Um, that was really weird. Uh, M. Night Shyamalan has a show coming uh, to Apple Plus or whatever, Apple TV. Um, and it seems really odd and strange, but also they showed so little of it that I don't know if it's like it's coming in a soon, like in a month. And I was like, I don't know if that's ready. That doesn't seem like they're done. Because it didn't seem like they had anything to show for it. But it seemed all right. Um, for whatever reason, I'm not ready for John Wick Hex to be out already. Oh yeah, that comes out, huh? I pre-ordered that game, so I should pay attention, I guess, since I own it, or I will own it, or I own it and will be able to play it. Uh Tuesday. Okay, great. Yeah, that there was like a flash sale on the pre-order on Epic Store, so I was like, yes. Uh oh, so there's a show. I think it's going to be on Sci-Fi. Alan Tudyk is the lead, so I was already like, okay. Now it was Sci-Fi, so I was like, where's the Sci-Fi part of this? Because um, I hadn't watched the beginning of it, and I didn't know that it was um, I didn't know that the show was based on a graphic novel series. Um, uh, um, so I was like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. Leo, I'll let you know in just a moment. Um, it's called Resident Alien, and apparently an alien is here on Earth. Alan Tudyk plays the alien, and is posing as a doctor in a small town in Colorado. And there's the town doctor got murdered, so he's now been thrust in and has to see what he's got. He's got to like solve a thing. Now in the graphic novel, in the comic book, you see he's an alien the whole time. Apparently, I've never read the book. I don't know, but they didn't do that in the show. It's just Alan Tudyk, and then you can he walks by a mirror, and you can see the reflection that he's an alien in the mirror, and other people can't see that, but we can see that. But I just imagine the idea of someone flicking through the channels and be like, "Oh, this looks fun," and then eventually be like, "Wait, he's a fucking alien?" Because it's called Resident Alien, and that's fine. Uh, but to me it just felt like Northern Exposure, and I was like, I don't know. I basically emailed my dad about it because I'm like, this seems like a show my dad would like. It just has a vibe that I think he would get into. Because it seems light on. Because they said they're like, we're gonna explore some stuff, but it's mostly about the mystery and not so much about him being an alien. And I was like, well, then my dad is really gonna like that because he doesn't mind sci-fi, but he prefers like NCIS. But he also really liked Northern Exposure. Um, so Leo, I had three trap cards, secrets, I should say, secrets. Explosive trap, pressure plate, and snipe. Because they don't conflict. You know, like how freezing sometimes conflicts. So either they attack face and they get hit for 2, or they play a card and it gets sniped, or if you don't have snipe out and they play a card and then they try to buff it, then that card could get destroyed. That monster could get destroyed because you played pressure plate. So those are the 3 traps. Then you want the 3/4, whose name I can't remember. It's the hunter from a long time ago, so it's a wild card that allows your spells to be free. And I don't remember the name of that card. It's a 3/4, costs 3. Animal companion, and then I was using Zephyrs, but you could swap out Zephyrs for Flare. Flare is a 2-cost that clears your opponent's secrets and draws you a card. Not a lot of people are doing secrets, but it's good against that secret decks. And then it's also good against people who are playing Zephyrs, because sometimes Zephyrs gives them Flare, so they're gonna get rid of your secrets. So then you can then draw. So that's the Hunter deck I was using. There's also a pretty good Warlock deck that just gets you, uses Void Lord to get Void Callers, or Void Caller to get Void Lord. You know what I mean? But that one seemed fine, but I didn't want to play it. I like playing my Hunter. All right, let's take a pause for the cause. We're working on our truck. It is time for the pause for the cause. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about ways you can support the stream. If you like, for those of you that are new to the stream, I'm going to talk for like 5 minutes about ways you can support the stream if you'd like. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave emote in there, the Lego emote, the Scythe if you're a Tier 2 subscriber. Thank you very much for being a subscriber, for using hard-earned cash that you have, or because you have Amazon Prime and you linked to your account. I Like Making Friends is now following. Thank you very much. I Like Making Friends. I appreciate the follow. Yeah, being a subscriber really helps me. If you use your Twitch coin, because you link to your Amazon account and you have Twitch Prime, You could use that. If you renew, if you're someone who's renewing your subscription, you do have to manually renew Twitch Prime. Make sure you hit that notification so we all see it and we can thank you, because I do so much appreciate that. If you're saying, Pat, I like what you do, I'm into this, but I don't want to subscribe, or I already used my Twitch coin for someone else, well, I have a Patreon. Patreon, $1, you get a Q&A that I do every month. I do a Q&A that's just for my Patreon supporters. $5, you get all my videos a day early, so I'll put this archive up tonight, and then on YouTube I'll post it for everybody else, so you can watch that there. $10, you get to vote on kits. So as I said, I put a poll up. I know what I'm building next from a poll. The Gusion is what I'm going to build after this. But I still have other kits in that people bought off my Amazon wish list, and the $10 people are going to be able to vote on what I build next. And because I always build what comes off my wish list before I build anything else. Speaking of which, hey, I'm going to promote my Amazon wish list. I have an Amazon wish list. I went ahead. On that wish list, I did have, and I'm going to look at it. On that wish list, I did have a kit that I bought myself today at New York Comic Con, so I took that off. At the top, I've got some the brickheads, these little tiny kits. I'd like to build those in Halloween. If you want to buy those, you could, and I'll save them for Halloween instead of building them sooner, because I think that would be fun. I've got some cheaper kits, some 3-in-1s that are inexpensive, some one-piece model kits. I put in the RE100 Zaku 2 from 080, which is a beautiful colored dark green and forest green Zaku 2. It's a rad color combination as a real grade. That's a cool kit. And not that expensive comparatively. I also added to my list the Musha Gundam, the MK, which is just a samurai Gundam. It's just a samurai Gundam. It's really fucking expensive, but it's just a samurai. I put it in there. Yeah, I got a bunch of kits up there available for purchase. And if you buy something on my wish list, it comes to me, and I build it ahead of other things, as I said. That's a way to support the stream if you'd like. If you're like, Pat, I want to support you. I do not want to buy things on Amazon. Well, you could buy me a gift card by going to USA Gundam Store and buying a gift card. They'll email you a code, then you whisper me here on Twitch, or you DM me on Twitter, because my DMs are open, and you go, hey, I bought you this. Here's this code. And then I'll enter it in, and I'll buy something in USA Gundam Store. They have deals all the time and pre-orders and stuff, and they want me to buy things from them, and I have not yet. So that's another way. And then I have a coffee and a Streamlabs and a PayPal, and those are ways to support the stream if you'd like. Bits and coins are always appreciated. And anything I make from this, from Patreon, from Twitch, from donations, goes to me buying kits and equipment so that I can keep fucking building kits. Because as you know, model kits don't grow on trees. Oh, also, I got this Servant Thurbus that's pretty great. Servant is the M. Night Shyamalan show. This is some pretty good swag. But yeah, I got that. That water is fucking cold. I got some pins. I got we'll get back to building in just a moment. Oh, I should just really quick, and then we'll get back to building. My Discord, please come hang out in my Discord. It's fun. You'll like it. The Build with Baer community Discord. People post stuff they're working on. There's been some I don't understand the thing that somebody posted the other day. They're working on something, and I do not get it, but it'll look cool. Y'all make really cool, weird things, and I've always appreciated it. Yeah. So I bought some model kits. I got, there was a panel for the reboot of Are You Afraid of the Dark? And they have Midnight Society pins. And so I have a Midnight Society pin, and that rules. I was really psyched about that pin. I got I'm going to do a video of my Comic-Con haul. I don't know when I'm going to shoot that. I might shoot that tomorrow. before I go into this job that I'm starting. But yeah, I got some stuff that I'm excited to show off. I got a 40th anniversary Gundam pin because I spent over $75. There was a golden version. You had to spend 150, which was no. I spent 100, so I got my pin. So I got a pin for that. Oh, my friend James gave me a Chinese bootleg minifig that I am not going to say what it is. I will show it on tomorrow because I didn't get it out, but I want to save it as a surprise. I think y'all will think it's pretty fun. It is a Chinese bootleg uh, minifig that is definitely not a licensed Lego minifig, and it's pretty great. Um, I got my kits. Yeah, I did okay. I don't go out for free stuff. I didn't take a. They had very nice posters for. If you go to my Twitter feed, you can see that for Snowpiercer. It was. They must have told an artist, "Hey, make us like a Mondo print." But they looked really good. They're really high quality. That was a cool giveaway. Um, Robot Chicken had like uh, a 10th anniversary shirt that wasn't particularly overwhelmingly great. It was a fine looking shirt, but it wasn't like, oh hell yeah, I need that. It was mostly just like okay, that's a thing. That's a thing they have. Oh, I missed a piece. But yeah, let's talk about anime. So, Fire Force is still on hiatus. They're going to come back. They took 2 weeks off. So right now, my Fridays aren't as busy as they used to be as far as anime. There's two shows that I'm going to be watching, and there'll be three when Fire Force comes back. And then there's one show on Saturday I'm watching. Um, I'll go through the ongoing. Then I'll talk about the returning show, and then I'll talk about the new show because it is a mix. Doctor Stone, they are wrapping up this first arc and getting into the next arc. There's a trailer for the new arc that's starting up. This episode was fucking cool, man. There was some cool shit going on. There was no science. Yes, there was. Not Ground Styles. There was. There. It wasn't a lot of science, but there was the understanding of how to make, like, via sweat, focus the sun's rays. Look, it wasn't as big. Not Ground Style. It wasn't as big of a science episode as some of them. It was more of a shonen action episode. You're totally right. But there was some science. It just wasn't a lot of it. But the action was really good, and I thought it was clever. Yeah, overall, it was a pleasing episode. Good people doing good stuff. Let's see. Was there any other? And the return of the weird mentalist, which is fun. The mentalist is back. So that was good. I like it. Was there new music? No, there wasn't new music. Maybe there was new music. I can't remember. Look, I'm so tired. I watched that very tired yesterday. Um, there is new music in We Never Learn Season 2. I've said this. I was very surprised to hear that there would be that there'd be a second season of We Never Learn, which is a romantic comedy series. And two, that it would be coming so soon because the first season came out in like March, April, not that long ago. It is a really quick turnaround of a show that is fun. Now, I like this show a lot better than the Quintessential Quintuplets, which is another show with a similar premise of a nice but fairly ordinary but smart main character who has to tutor a bunch of ladies and then crushes develop. Now, the Quintuplets has the thing of it being that they're all sisters. and some of them are more obvious in their affections than others. But I thought overall it wasn't necessarily that great. Um, this show, We Never Learn, I really like. I like all the characters. I like that one of the characters is not right now. Two of the characters, because at first it was started just one, is not super into him. Um, Basically, he's got a childhood friend who's a swimmer. She likes him. One of the girls, who is a math whiz but wants to do literature, likes him. And then another one knows that who is brilliant in the arts but wants to get into science. She knows the other two girls like him, but they don't know each other. So she's keeping everyone's secrets. Meanwhile, maybe eventually she'll also like him. She started to wonder if maybe she also likes him. Uh, he just wants to get into a good college, so he's training all these, tutoring all these people. Uh, Hijinks ensue. Towards the end of the first season, we are introduced to they are in. It's the summer, so they're at a cram school, doing like all the studying stuff. Anime. You know what a cram school is via anime. Um, at the cram school, they meet a freshman at college who went to the same school. Um, and they're like, and she is not interested in him, but like messes with him, like just like fucks with him a little bit of like pretending like she might like him and whatever. That's fun, and I like that there's a character that's not overtly like interested in him. That's nice to have. Now, the problem with and the reason why there is a caveat, I can't just say watch all the first season of We Never Learn and then watch the first episode of the second season. There's a teacher that also may have a crush on him. And I don't care that she's like young. It's weird and not good. It's not great. And when the teacher's there, I don't like the show. And when the teacher's not there, like she was not in this episode at all, it was better. Also, this episode featured repeatedly the line, "Are you a secret horn dog?" Which is, I don't think that's what they're saying in the Japanese. I believe that is a localization choice, and I love that choice. There is a thing where they had some practice tests, and they are making the fun joke of I got an E. Oh, you're an E? Because one of the girls has very big boobs, and one of the girls does not have big boobs, and it's a thing. And then they're wondering and he thinks they're talking about grades when really they're talking about cup sizes. And it's not the fucking best jokes, but it is a recurring thing where they're accusing him of being a horn dog. And he's like, I'm not, what? No. And then later she goes, I'm going to call you Mr. Horn Dog, which is very fun. Second half of the episode, weird. It's an onset. It's a little fan servicey, like whatever. He probably saw one of their boobs. Oh, great. That wasn't great. But they did that episode, and hopefully they'll get out of the way of it. Because I think this show is most successful when, with misunderstandings I think are funny in that show, and they do a good job of it. But the show I think it's best when it's them just naturally spending time together and developing feelings. I think that's when it's at its funniest, and not like. Although I did enjoy the horn dog jokes, I think that overall the like cliche sitcom-y misunderstandings aren't as funny as like the character developments and the situational comedy elements. Because there's a whole thing of last season, they pretended two of the characters that had to pretend to be brother and sister so they could stay in a hotel or together and it wouldn't be a scandal. So they started calling each other by their first name. And so there is a whole thing where the girl accidentally does that, and they're like, wait, you guys are on a first name basis? And so it's this whole thing of them like having to call them by their first names and being uncomfortable. And it was like cute and fun. Because one of them was like pretending like she couldn't hear him until he called her by her first name. And it was like, that's cute. I do like the show. I think it's generally funny. And I want to break up all the action shows I'm watching. Christian, I didn't finish the first episode of Black Fox. It didn't hit me. I'm gonna give it another shot. I'm going to try to watch the first episode right into the second episode and hope the momentum will carry me, because I know people that really liked that and were really hyped about it. It did not catch me. Uh, but the special, the episode 0, just did not strike me, and I was not engaged with it. Uh, but I will give it a shot. Um, the third show that I watched, because at the time of me streaming, like normally late Sunday, I will watch One Piece, but I will watch that for tomorrow because it wasn't out uh, when we started streaming. When I started streaming, I should say. The last one I watched is a brand new show called High School Prodigies Have It Easy Even in Another World, which I will hopefully just start calling High School Prodigies, because it is such a long name. I haven't. Tomorrow is Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life, which is also a real long name. And that joins Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious. These names are too long. Fucking come on. So, High School Prodigies Have It Easy Even in Another World. It's an isekai. You knew that. But it's a group isekai. So, it seems like it won't be a harem, because there are female characters and male characters. I appreciate that, the idea of an isekai, and so, yeah, you can tell that one was a light novel, indeed. I love the idea of, instead of, this person's pretty cool, they come to another world, and then they discover hidden abilities and powers they didn't know they could have, because it's a fantasy world that they're suddenly in. Well, these people are already pretty fucking awesome. It is ridiculous how awesome they are. It's the youngest prime minister, who then held a public vote to get reelected. They're all teens that all there's a incredibly genius scientist who lives on the fucking moon. The world's best magician, who is a tiny little boy that calls himself Prince something or other. There's one of the richest people in the world, who's like the entrepreneur. One of the greatest doctors in the world. One of the best, a samurai. A literal samurai who can cut bullets. And my favorite character already. She is the descendant of a ninja clan. She says nin nin all the time. But her deal is that she is one of the world's best journalists. She took her ninja skills and the ninja tradition and uses it to be a great investigative journalist. And that is stupid in a way that I fucking love. Also, the guy who's the prime minister, who's a teen, but also the prime minister of Japan, he has two different colored eyes, and it's not mentioned why, but he does. This is the kind of isekai I love. It's very fun. So they're all on a plane, and there's a crash, and they end up in a mystical world, and they're like, okay, we got to figure this out. They're animal people. Okay, that's cool. There's elves. That's cool. Okay, let's figure this out. Let's see what's going on. We got to repay this village. We got to do that kind of stuff. No problem at all. We should also investigate magic, because apparently magic is real, and maybe we could do magic. You know who doesn't think that magic is real and is having a hard time? The magician. Because he's an illusionist. He does illusion magic. He made the Statue of Liberty disappear. He's not, and he can levitate, but not really. So he's the one of all of them, and I liked it. Of the 7 of them, there's one guy that's this seems fucked up. This doesn't seem right. This seems weird. This seems like a dream. I'm gonna wake up. I really like that. I like that the person who does magic is the one that's magic definitely isn't real, because he knows. I know there's some fighting and some battling, and they're going to do a whole bunch of stuff. The scientist is trying to figure out how to build some stuff, and they're going to figure out what magic is. And there's a legend about 7 heroes from another world, so they're going to investigate the legend because they are probably that legend, and it's a whole thing. And I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited about it. Last season's isekais were all bad. They were fine to bad. So to have one that is piquing my interest immediately, I'm excited about. Especially because I already like Ascendance of a Bookworm. Um, and while I am not, as I've said, I'm not super thrilled immediately. Oops. Oh, no. I'm not super thrilled with Kimono Michi. I am interested in seeing if that gets better. An overly cautious hero, or cautious hero, it seems like a good comedy and a good take on the genre. So I don't mind that. So I'm already more interested than I was with last season's Isekai. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be watching. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life, which comes out on Mondays? So I'm getting a new Monday show. That's good. And I'll be watching the last episode of Ari Fuerta, which, yeah, we got the last episode setting up for the second season, reuniting with the high school. Maybe he's going to confront the guy that clearly tried to murder him. I don't know if he's going to. He might confront that guy. I don't know. So we'll see tomorrow. I could finally wrap that show up. But I'm glad I'm going to have another thing. And in One Piece, I'll watch the One Piece episode, which hopefully will be better than last Sunday's One Piece episode, which was not great. That was very not great. So we're still working on our truck. Hey, folks, I'm very tired, so I'm going to keep going. But I'm going to finish the hour. We're going to go to 11 p.m. But I need your help. If there's anything you'd like to talk about, occasionally I say that when I've just need it. I try not to pull the trigger. I try to think of things to say and things to talk about and engage with y'all. I am running on empty. So if there's something you want to chat about, My Hero Academia, My Hero is coming back. You're right. My Hero is coming back. I'm very excited about that. The trailer got me real hyped. Food Wars is also coming back. I'm excited about that. Leo says, I'm cleaning up with this Hunter deck. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Also, it's the last night, so, people are just kind of probably, they already got their, or not the last night. It's not the last night, but it's getting close to being the end of that. So people probably already got their free pack. So, yeah. But yeah, that deck worked out pretty good. I think Flare is good but since people aren't really playing secrets, like Zephyrs is also really good if you haven't, because it just lets you do cool shit. But yeah, I'm excited about those shows. The 2 shows that haven't come out yet. I'm excited for Fire Force to come back because I think that show is really solid, and I would like to go. All right, our rocket is in our rocket truck. Our rocket truck now has a rocket. That's nonsense. Imagine putting a rocket in a truck. But yeah, if there's anything you want to chat about tonight, I would love to hear it because, as I said, I'm pretty low on energy. I would not want to get into that truck, right, Lashbrook? Totally. But yeah, I just this last couple days took a lot out of me. Worked a lot of hours, and it was you focus on all that. There were fun parts certainly, but you still gotta. One of the things that was cool was one day they did lunch at a per diem, which was nice. Wasn't expecting that one day, and they were like, "What do you want from Five Guys?" So Five Guys across the street, and I said, "Double cheeseburger, mayonnaise, lettuce." I got a triple cheeseburger. I did not eat all that. I did not need all that meat. I did eat all that meat, and it was fucking awesome. I was so happy to have that. I needed that burger on Friday so bad. Oh God, so fucking good. Oh, incredible. Really helped me get through the day. Uh, Leo says, I finally watched the My Hero Academia movie with my buddy yesterday. Yeah, I hear that's actually canon, which is interesting because you don't normally hear that about movies. Um, but yeah, I think that's a totally reasonable, fine movie. I would have loved to seen it in theaters. I did not see it in theaters because I think an audience would have really kicked that up and really like made that some of those scenes feel even more fun. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Leo, it's like even if it is canon, which apparently it is, it still isn't going to change anything, right? You're going to get like some flirtation stuff. You're going to get some character interactions. You're going to get introduced to a new character who you'll never see again. Uh, I saw it in theaters. The animation budget really shows. Yeah, not in a good way. Yeah, Lashbrook. Look, it was a. One would hope that the next hero movie they put more money into because it made a boatload of money. But uh, but I totally understand uh, what you mean by that. I mean, I saw it on a small screen and it looked fine, but I bet it. I bet it didn't. Uh, I bet it didn't look particularly awesome on a giant screen. I can see that. Uh, well, Ghostbusters 2 is what 30 years old because that came out when I was 9. So yeah, that's 30 years old. So yeah, that makes sense. It's an old movie. Lashbrook says you can tell most of the budget went to the ending. Yeah, the animation in the ending clearly was a big point for them, and looks great. Air. I think Ghostbusters 1 is better than Ghostbusters 2. Um, I think that uh, Ghostbusters 2, you can feel how much Dan Aykroyd is mad at Harold Ramis because they were very mad at each other. That was one of the places where it was starting. But yeah, uh, I think that. Oh yeah, Air. So Bill Murray and Harold Ramis had a big falling out. A lot of it has to do with um, making Groundhog Day. They really came to hate each other on Groundhog Day. But yeah, yeah. No, that's Bill Murray. Um, Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd came to hate each other on Groundhog Day. Dan Aykroyd got really frustrated with Harold Ramis in the second. Because the thing is, Harold Ramis, like, obviously Bill Murray's a breakout star of those movies, right? Harold Ramis is the director. He's going to make all these movies. He's making all these things. He's got some of the gags. Dan Aykroyd, who is, by all accounts, a weirdo, a complete weirdy, like, held everything together and just started getting very frustrated with that on that set. Um, and like by the second movie is just like very unhappy with how everything is going and very unhappy with Harold Ramis. And then Bill Murray by Groundhog Day would come to hate him, which is a real shame. Because now they didn't make it, but and of course Harold Ramis did pass away. Uh, Harold Ramis had the option, the rights to a biography of the actor and the father of long-form improvisational comedy and the co-founder of Improv Olympic IO, uh, um, uh, Del Close. Del Close was in. He was one of the teachers you don't think about from Ferris Bueller. He was part of the Compass Theater in San Francisco, and yeah, the founder of the Herald. His later students were the UCB. He is the announcer, the voiceover artist in the first season of the UCB show. He passed away, and there's a great book called Guru: My Days with Del that Harold Ramis optioned, and it was a real shame because he and Bill Murray never really reconciled, supposedly, because Bill Murray is the only person that can play later in life Del Close, as far as I'm concerned. Bill Murray, like, you need a young Del, but end of his life, modern Del Close is fucking Bill Murray. Like, no one else is going to pull that shit off. I hope someday somebody makes that movie, and I hope that Bill Murray is that role. Uh, but yeah, it was always a real shame because the two of them would have made a really great, uh, made just like an incredible uh, Del Close biopic. Uh, but yeah, sometimes you can't fix that shit. When that shit gets broken, sometimes you can't repair it. You'd love to, but you can't. As a kid, I always just thought Aykroyd's tiredness in the film was just from being run down over Ghostbusters and his dreams. Uh, yeah, I mean, it. From all accounts, he was just exhausted on set from being the peacekeeper and getting frustrated with not being a breakout in that role. But I don't know. Uh, and also, like, great supporting cast in that movie. Obviously, uh, the Statue of Liberty coming to life is and fighting is incredible. That's just an incredible moment in that movie, right? Yeah, that's the second movie, right? That's the second. Am I? Yeah, that's the second movie, right? Yeah. I'm very tired, y'all. I don't know if I've said this. I'm fairly certain I've said this. I'm really tired. Uh, um, okay, so we don't have that echo because I muted things. So I'll figure out tomorrow what's going on with that echo. Good courtroom ghosts. Yes. When I was a dog, they helped me. Is still a great line. Still a classic, incredible line. Oops. Oh no. Oh no. Just knocking things over here, y'all. Okay. So this goes like this. This goes like this. This goes like this. This goes like this. Okay. Now I can put this on, right? There it goes. All right, there's our fin on our rocket. Our rocket truck. Uh, you don't want guys exposing themselves. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep the building going. Keep the good times rolling. Pieces there, pieces there. Um, let's see. Yeah, as far as anime stuff goes, I think I do want to try to give Black Fox a fair shake. Uh, I think my next video, I want to watch the second episodes of the shows, but I think my next Pat Bear's Anime Club video is going to be on like my favorite of the new season stuff and stuff and my like thing I'm worried about. I think I'll do. Ghostbusters 2, there's a comment about Bassmasters being the security guard's second favorite show to Bill Murray, and Bill Murray gets upset by it. I don't know. Air, it's been a while since I saw that movie, and I do not have a good answer for you. And I apologize that I do not have an answer for that question. I do not know. do not remember that scene. It's been a while since I saw Ghostbusters 2, and also, as I said, I'm a little out of it. But yeah, so my next video is going to be, um, I am going to try to do tomorrow or maybe Tuesday, depending on how I'm feeling when I wake up tomorrow before I got to go into this job thing. Tomorrow I might shoot a like New York Comic Con haul, because one thing I'm definitely doing is the setup I have here. Normally I tear down and then rebuild every couple days, but since I'm streaming tomorrow night, my next stream is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, a normal Monday stream. I am I'm just going to leave everything up. Oh, also, speaking of the haul, I forgot the official staff pin of New York Comic Con, because the one of the official T-shirts was Pizza Rat. The staff pin is a Pizza Rat pin, and I have that, and I have one for Matt Little, my friend Matt, who filmed the Pizza Rat. So I have that, which is cool. And it's weird because it's like 3 years ago or whatever. That it was weird that was the theme. But also, I got a free shirt. Got a Pizza Rat shirt. It says New York Comic Con and like graffiti-ish. I was like, that's pretty fun. Alright, put that there. Put that there. That. And we're building the top of the cab here. Looks like we will, we'll get plenty of this done. I don't know if we're going to finish it up next couple of minutes. I'm also probably going to kick off in a couple of minutes because, as you can tell, I'm real tired. I don't know if I've said that 8 or 10 times. But yeah. Once I got on my anime rants, I suddenly tired myself out. But yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm also really happy to have stuff that I can talk about on stream tomorrow, because I'll have some shows to talk about and a brand new show to talk about. Anime does that to people, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life or whatever that is? I think that's the name. Because that seems more. That's an isekai, but it also seems more like it's just a buddy adventure show. And female leads are always a nice change of pace, because that means it won't be a harem show. Unless it is. That also, I'm certainly not opposed to that. Definitely not opposed to a Yuri isekai. As far as I know, the closest you get is, no one has a crush on Tanya, who was a gentleman and is now a young lady, presents as a lady. I don't think anybody is trying because she's young, very young. I don't think anybody's seen what's up. But yeah, I don't know if there's a Yuri. I guess there must be a quote-unquote reverse harem. There's definitely at least one isekai that's that. But I don't know if there's any Yuri isekais. There are. The, what's it called? Something hero. There's like a bastard hero one where one of the characters is gay. She's in the group of only ladies that hang as a dude, but is interested in other ladies. But I think that's the most. And like in I forget which, there was a show where there's a lot of ladies, but one of them, I'm pretty sure, is asexual. And she's like, I like this dude rules. I'm not interested in anyone. And that's pretty cool. Basically, anytime they can play with the trope, I'm happy. Because the trope, as you may have noticed, I don't hate isekai. In fact, I enjoy the concept. But I don't love the harem aspect. A show that's not an isekai, but it might as well be, is The Irregular at Magic School, which is a which like was like a 24 or 26 episode series that was very surprising. Apparently, it's got a second season coming. It has a movie. It is basically it's an isekai because the guy like went and like had some experimental procedure done or whatever. But it's basically an isekai. Uh, I do like that anime because it is very easygoing and easy to watch. And there's some cool fight scene stuff. And I do generally like the premise of um, it's a magic school, and either you're awesome or you're not as awesome. Because the people who aren't as awesome are still fucking people who can do the ability to make magic. Is there an isekai with a female protagonist? So, solve. This season, there's Ascendance of a Bookworm, which is an isekai and has a female main character. There's also this season, Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life, is also another female-led isekai. That's starting tomorrow. So there's two this season. Tanya of Evil was like a businessman reborn as a young lady. I do not enjoy that show. Some people do. And then what's that? Oh, one of the very first isekai, like modern day isekais, Fushigi. I forget how to say it. Was a female led, and that was early in the trope. And then also, let's be technical, Inuyasha is an isekai. Fishugi Yugi, yes, Fishugi Yugi is an isekai. But also Inuyasha is an isekai. And of course, Inuyasha is probably the main character, but Kagome is also clearly another main character in it. I mean, it's a story of those two people more than anything else. All right, we finished the truck, the rocket truck. We still have to build. So tomorrow we will build the rocket bike, as you can see there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photo of this off stream. I'm going to break this down. So we won't know. Tomorrow we'll start with it all ready to go, and we will build our rocket bike, and then we will start on the Gusion. Gusion? The high-grade Gusion. It's a great model kit. I'll show you what it looks like here. We're going to build this thing. We're going to build this boy. This big beef. That's tomorrow. So we'll make this a rocket bike, and then we will start on that new kit, which won the poll for my $10 patrons. And I'm very excited to build that. That's tomorrow. Right now, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to try not to talk till tomorrow when I go in for this new job thing, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks everybody very much for supporting the stream. Y'all mean the world to me. This was a special Sunday night because I guess I could have streamed last night, but I was not in any shape to do so. So thank you very much for supporting me by hanging out here and being here. Like and tell your friends about it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and spread the word if you can. If you know someone that loves building and talking about anime and just a good chill chat, if someone complains about like, oh, I watch these streams and the chat is just awful, that's not here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Build with Baer. Good night.